With AI moving at this incredible speed, there's really one big question that's on, well, pretty much everyone's mind. And that is, what's going to happen to my job?
Yeah, that's the big one, isn't it? It's a direct question. And look, it's a stressful one. That anxiety is totally real. But the answer? It's way more complex and honestly, way more exciting than just a simple yes or no.
So here's what we're going to do. We'll dive right into that big question. We'll look at how jobs are actually going to change, what new jobs are popping up, what skills you have that AI just can't touch, and finally, how you can get ready for all this, starting right now.
All right, first up, the AI job question. We are living through a massive shift, and you can feel it, right? It's happening way faster than anybody thought it would.
So here's where we are right now. We're in this really critical moment of change. You might have heard experts talk about this thing called the singularity. That's basically the point where AI gets so smart it can start improving itself, without us. People used to think that was way off, like 2045. But now, some are saying it could happen as early as the late 2020s. That means this next decade. This is the window. This is when our job market is going to get a complete overhaul. Okay, section 2. How are jobs actually going to evolve? Because the story here, it isn't really about jobs disappearing. It's about a massive evolution. Think of it like the roles we have today are about to get a major, major upgrade. So this is the new reality we have to wrap our heads around. It's augmentation, not replacement. The idea is that AI is becoming this incredibly powerful partner. It's going to handle all the boring, repetitive, data crunching stuff, and that frees us, you and me, to focus on the things that, frankly, only a human can do. Let's take a doctor, for example. An AI can look at a million x-rays in a split second and spot a tumor with terrifying accuracy, right? But what can't it do? It can't sit down with a patient, look them in the eye, understand their family, their fears, and help them decide between, say, aggressive chemo or a different treatment path. See? The doctor's value shifts. It's not just about the diagnosis anymore. It's about that human partnership. And it's the exact same story for a graphic designer. An AI can spit out 500 logo options in, 5 minutes? The designer's new job, their crucial skill, isn't just making stuff from scratch. It's about curation. It's about looking at those 500 options and having the taste, the intuition to pick the one that's actually going to connect with people on an emotional level. There's this incredible quote from an ancient haiku master that says, "Selection is also a form of creation." And wow, has that ever been more true than right now? In a world where AI can generate infinite stuff, your human taste, your ability to select, that becomes a deeply creative act all on its own. Okay, so if the old jobs are changing, what's taking their place? This is where, for me, the future stops being scary and starts getting genuinely exciting, because whole new careers are being born as we speak.
I mean, we are seeing jobs pop up that sound like they're straight out of science fiction, but they are becoming very real very fast. We're talking about AI ethics specialists, drone traffic controllers, brain-computer interface specialists. I mean, even space travel agents.
So what is an AI ethics specialist? Well, think about it like this. When the car was invented, we suddenly needed traffic laws, right? Stop signs, speed limits, driver's licenses. An AI ethics specialist is doing the exact same thing for this new tech. They're literally writing the new rules of the road for everything from data rights to what happens when a self-driving car gets into an accident. And then you've got roles like the BCI specialist. I mean, these people are working on the absolute edge of what's possible. They're building interfaces that plug computers directly into the human brain to do things like restore sight or hearing. But they're also the ones who have to ask those incredibly tough ethical questions, like where does human biology stop and technology begin? But out of all these new, wild jobs, experts who are studying this landscape say there is one role that's going to be in higher demand than any other. The number one most valuable new profession. They say it's going to be the AI consultant. So what does that even mean, an AI consultant? Look, this is not just someone who's good at writing prompts for an AI chatbot. No,
No, this is a strategic thinker. It's one person who can use a whole bunch of different AI tools to deliver the same results as an entire 10-person team. People like that, they're going to be absolutely 100% indispensable.
Okay, which brings us to maybe the most important section here. If AI is going to handle all the data, the analysis, the grunt work, what's left for us? What's our unique, irreplaceable human skill? This is the punchline. The skills that are becoming priceless are the ones that are most, well, human. When AI handles the what, we have to provide the why and the how. We're talking about critical thinking, real creativity and curation, complex communication, and deep emotional intelligence and empathy. You know, we used to call these soft skills. Forget that. These are the new power skills.
All right, let's make this super practical. So what can you, or maybe your kids, do right now to start building a career that isn't just AI-proof, but AI-ready?
What's really interesting here is how the advice changes depending on your age. For kids and teens, it's all about building that foundation. Things like creative play, getting into debates, sports, performing arts, it's broad exploration. But then for young adults, see how it shifts? It's about applying those skills in the real world. Getting varied internships, starting side hustles, learning to speak in public, it moves from just exploring to actually applying. And let's dig into something like debate for a second. The real goal of Debate Club isn't to win the argument. It's a workout for your brain. It forces you to understand an issue from every single angle, figure out what the real problem is, and then try to build a consensus. I mean, how valuable is that skill in a world where there are no easy answers? And at the end of the day, all of these things, the creative play, the internships, the debates, they're all building towards this one key skill. There's a great quote from Professor Takashi Saito who says, "The ability to explain a complex idea simply, quickly, and without misunderstanding is the most important business skill." And he's spot on. That's the superpower. It's what lets you lead, persuade, and truly connect with other people. So I want to leave you with one final, pretty wild thought. There's a theory that AI will be the very last invention humanity ever needs to make. Why? Because after that, it will invent everything else for us. So if that's true, what happens next? What is our purpose then? It's a huge question, but it's one that pushes us right to the edge of a new frontier. And it's something we should meet not with fear, but with a real sense of curiosity about what we're all about to become.